Hey guys, JasonLeeno here. Today's video topic is going to be all about training your mental strength. And the reason why I want to talk to you about that today is because recently I had a pretty inspiring moment when it came to my actual training that kind of makes me reflect back to where I once used to be and the struggles I went through as a novice. So today I'm kind of hoping to share a little bit of what I've experienced from past to present to give you a little bit of help when it comes to these dark times for yourself. But let's actually get into the story for today. So like I mentioned recently, when it came to my training, I had a pretty rough day. I had to do a deadlift and conventional. It's pretty good, but still I don't always feel comfortable pressing it just because of past injuries. And I had to hit a set of 8 at an RPE 10, which for those that know, RPE 10 means max, and I haven't really maxed that extensively when it comes to conventional, truthfully, just because of the fear I mentioned. But that day I really did. I hit a RPE 10 set of 8 for 370, which is something I've never really done before. I've never really repped anything out because honestly, until most recently, I never really thought I had the training capacity to do it. But that day, I managed to do it. I managed to squeak out that 370. I felt really, really good about that until I got to my lovely back off sets, which were 5 sets of 8, which isn't that great because, like I mentioned, I don't really have, or I never really thought I had, a decent amount of training capacity when it came to volume. And after the first set, I'll be completely honest, I didn't really want to do the rest of the sets. I was messaging Chad, I was messaging Garrett, I was looking for any way out. I was trying to grab any loose end, anything I could do to just get out of doing the 5 sets of 8. I wanted to even break down the sets, I wanted to even extend the sets further to break down the reps just so I could try to make it easier, right? Because it's easy to do 2 or 3 reps, not so much 8, especially when you're at that higher end of your progressive overload. But luckily, as I mentioned, when I messaged Chad and I messaged Garrett, Garrett got back to me. But he didn't really give me the answer I wanted to get. And honestly, I'm happy for it because him essentially saying, nut up, kind of put me into the mentality that I'm in today. Because luckily as well, I have worked with Garrett in the past, and he has seen what I'm capable of, and he knows a little bit more about me than, well, actually I thought he did. And I'm glad he does because I was able to take what he told me that day and use it and push myself to get those reps. Because the thing is, even though physically you're fine, mentally you can break yourself. You can walk up to something and just be like, I can't pick it up. You're probably not going to pick it up, right? But then you see those guys who are like, I got this, and they're not able to pick it up, but maybe they move it 2 or 3 inches off the floor. Those 2 or 3 inches isn't really because they're strong enough to move it 2 or 3 inches. At least in my opinion, that 2 or 3 inches is the mental capacity that they had to move that weight. And that is why people need to focus on the repetitions, not just for the volume to build hypertrophy, but to build your mental capacity, because everybody can hit 2 to 3 reps pretty comfortably. But when you start getting to that 5th rep, that 6th rep, that 7th rep, heck, even 8, 10, and your chest is heavy and your breathing's heavy and your form's starting to break down and you have nowhere to go and you're afraid you're going to hurt yourself once again or something like that, that is going to do a massive toll on your lifting. And you could still be fine for 5 other reps physically, but mentally you're broken, like I've mentioned. And if you're able to surpass those negative thoughts and you're able to focus more on that positivity and that belief and that confidence in yourself in the lift, or heck, even in anything, if you really get down to the itty gritty, you're going to be able to achieve a lot. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you today about, is because like you guys have heard from me plenty of times, I have injured myself. I have failed repetitively, constantly. I've been to the point where I never thought I was going to achieve anything, especially when it came to powerlifting. Like, it has been almost 3 years since I've even considered getting into a meet because I was just so broken. Now I have that strong capacity mentally and physically, so that's not the direction I'm no longer focusing on. I'm focusing on a completely new one and a completely better one. But guys, that's the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I wanted to, like I say, share with you because some of you may be new and be in that bad spot, not really knowing where to go. And let's be honest, we've all been there. The greats have been there. We've all just had that decision or that moment that has given us the inspiration to build that mental capacity, build that confidence to be able to achieve our goals. But guys, do me the favor, go down below, drop me some comments because I would love to hear what you'd have to say. I would love to hear if this has helped you in any way, whether it's going to be future, in the moment, anything like that, because the more I impact on you guys, the better I'm going to feel. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I will see you next time.